This week, another senior Russian official has died, suddenly and under suspicious circumstances. Roman Starovoit, Russia's Transport Minister, was found dead near his home just hours after Putin dismissed him from office. According to Russian state media, the cause of death was suicide, but in Putin's Russia, even a so-called suicide comes wrapped in political context and dangerous implications. Starovoit was no minor figure. Before being appointed Transport Minister in May 24, he served for nearly 5 years as a governor of Kursk, the region of Russia which Ukraine famously and embarrassingly for the Russians held a significant portion of following the Ukrainian incursion there. That made him a key player in Russia's war machine, managing logistics, infrastructure and military-adjacent spending in a frontline oblast and then throughout the country when he was Transport Minister. When he was promoted to Moscow, it looked like a reward for loyalty, but less than 14 months later he's out of a job. The Kremlin offered no explanation for his dismissal. The presidential decree simply stated that he was being relieved of duty. And that was on July 7th. Hours later, police found his body in a car near the elite suburb of Odintsovo, just outside Moscow. A gunshot wound, a pistol nearby, some say in the car, some say in bushes. Russian media reported it was gun gifted him by the Kremlin. Now the officials say suicide, just another unexplained death of a high-ranking insider after they fell out of favour, although traditionally they fall out of a window. But let's talk about the timing. Starovoit's death comes just after a weekend of drone strikes from Ukraine that severely disrupted Russian air travel. 40,000 passengers affected, flights grounded, airports closed. Russia lost the equivalent of 20 billion rubles in just 2 days. And guess who'd been under the pressure to fix it? Starovoit, as Transport Minister. And that same week, a corruption scandal was re-emerging from his time as governor of Kursk. His handpicked successor, Alexei Smirnov, was arrested in April and charged with embezzling billions of rubles from earmarked funds for building border defences. Media outlets say Smirnov may have been cooperating with investigators and implicating others, and Starovoit's name came up. So let's recap. Wartime Transport Minister under pressure, tied to a billion-ruble corruption scandal, dismissed by the Kremlin. Hours later, he's dead. Of course, he isn't the first. Over the last few years, we've seen a string of unexplained deaths across Russia's elite. People falling out of windows, oil executives turning up dead in their bedrooms, generals suddenly dying, and of course, Prigozhin's plane falling out of the sky. And just 3 days before Starovoit's death, Andrei Badalov, vice president of the state-owned oil pipeline company Transneft, died in a fall from a high-rise building. Russian officials have also, of course, called that suicide. This is a pattern. High-level insiders falling from grace, then falling from windows. It's not always about sending a message to the public. It can be a message to the elites. Now, Starovoit might have taken his own life. We don't know yet. But even if he did, the question is what pressures drove him to that point. And if he didn't, what was he silenced for? Right now, Putin's regime is in a state of crisis. The war in Ukraine is dragging on, sanctions are biting, the elite are uneasy, thousands are dying every day, and the corruption networks that are holding the system together are under stress. And when that happens in a dictatorship, purges follow. Officially, Starovoit's death, a suicide, but unofficially it looks part of a broader campaign to clean house or keep people quiet. Because for Putin, wartime loyalty isn't enough. He needs silence, fear and obedience. And anyone who steps out of line, whether by leaking, cooperating or simply becoming inconvenient, can quickly become expendable and out of a window. And that's why these deaths matter. Behind each one is a story the Kremlin doesn't want told. A network of secrets, lies and political paranoia held together by threats and murder. And that is the cost of autocracy. And that is the long run. Fear corrodes everything. Trust, loyalty, even the ability to govern. So Starovoit is gone. Who's next and why? If you found this story important, please subscribe to Dictators v Democrats. Share the video, leave a comment below. Do you believe the official line? Or is this just one more suspicious death in a regime that thrives on murder and silence? Thank you for watching, and remember, democracy is non-negotiable.